All right, welcome aboard, boys and girls. It's time for NFL Pregame Party. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you this morning. And as usual, I got some friends along, starting with Knock. He was the first one in this morning. How you doing?
Oh, good, good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Running behind today. Hell, I didn't even send out the notifications on X or Twitter, whatever the hell they call it, the social media stuff. I didn't send any of that out today because we're so busy with the show this weekend. Um, I didn't even get to see the game, so you guys will be telling me about it today. Let me tell you. And then we got There Can Be Only One, the Highlander. What's up, LSU Tiger?
Man, you know what? I was just thinking about this. When I come on next time, I'll put the fleur de lis up there since we are
You
the NFL show,
well, I mean, we do talk college because that's Knox's favorite brand of football, really.
no doubt. He's obviously the most intelligent on the show. So.
But anyway, yeah, guys. First of all, the bowl games have started. I take it, Knock. I know Wade sent me some video from the Cal Texas Tech game here in town, the Independence Bowl. We passed both the teams. The buses were headed down the Teague Parkway. It's so funny. Danny and I covered the events leading up to the Independence Bowl, and every one of them was in Bossier before the game. And
La
then,
Bassier, yes.
right on the other side of the river, where it's a little bit safer. And then they moved over to Independence Stadium for the game. But we saw them about what? When did we leave? Around 9:30 in the morning. Yeah, about 9:30 in the morning. We had to go. We had a craft show yesterday. If you guys want to see what that was all about, go check out Sketching the Privateer from yesterday. But yeah, it was all over town, man. Traffic was murder all over this place yesterday. And but I got to tell you, Dan, as usual, this town doesn't support sports at all. The Independence Stadium was about a third full. That's what it looked like to me. I
Well,
don't know
you
if
got
you
to
guys.
have the income. You got to have the
Yeah.
economy to be able to support those things. And our local leadership has done really good about running businesses out. So that doesn't surprise me.
And what's messed up is we used to have the USFL here. We used to have Arena League. The Mudbugs were here. They still are, but it's a what do they call that? A beginner league, Dan? I think
It's junior hockey. It's
junior
guys trying to
hockey,
make the big. So
right? And it
yeah,
used to be a semi-pro team, and
that's interesting that is the one you know
they got a
sporting
rabid fan
franchise.
base too, dude.
Yeah,
They
a
do.
hockey
Yeah.
team. I'm
hmm
telling you,
In
yeah.
Louisiana.
So
But anyway, Knoxter, you got something for us on what bowl games have gone on so far?
Yeah. Hang on. Let me.
We're all running late today, man. Don't worry about it. I mean, I'm telling you, usually the only reason why I'm up and at 'em early on Sundays is because I've got, I get up early with the clients. I'm getting off work. Well, I wasn't working yesterday. I mean, I was working, but I was at a show. So don't worry. We're all lagging this morning. Let me tell you, it's the holiday season. All right. What do we got, dude?
All
What do you
right. So
got?
this, of course, this is ESPN, so it shows your favorite teams first. So Boise
hmm
State played last night.
Okay.
um, yeah, UCLA beat them up.
Oh,
It
man.
was it
Did
was
you
close
watch
to.
it?
I did. I watched most of it, and
hmm
then it got kind of out of hand. The first game was the Georgia Southern and Ohio. Ohio's defense got some big turnovers early on, and Georgia Southern couldn't recover fast enough. They made kind of a comeback. It was like I think 35-21. They
hmm
were starting to come back, and then Ohio just kept making plays. So that was that one. And
Yeah.
this is one I watched with the Howard and Florida A&M. This was a really good game,
Yeah.
back and forth in this one. I didn't really have any skin in the game, but I started pulling for Florida A&M when I saw who was in the audience up in the booth, and our
Oh, man. No way.
so,
No
I was
way.
see
Started pulling against Howard?
yeah, apparently, yeah. For some reason, for some unknown reason, that made me want to go for Florida. I'm glad they won. Plus, their helmets look really cool.
Yeah.
And
What are they,
then
the
Jacksonville,
Vipers? Is that what I was seeing?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
big.
Cool.
Jacksonville State and Louisiana. This was another really good game. Went into overtime.
Oh,
No, the
Cajuns
Raging
go
Cajuns
down.
lose in
Yeah,
New
they
Orleans
did.
Bowl.
Unfortunately,
Unbelievable.
because I was watching different games and the NFL, it was
Yeah.
very hard to keep track of this game because their colors are literally the same. It's just
Really? They're
one
both
has
red
red jersey
teams?
and one's white jersey. Like
Yeah.
it was completely dumb, and so it was very hard to keep track. And you could and their style on their helmets are like almost exactly the same, and it's like Jesus, man.
Well, everybody wants to be the Raging Cajuns,
Yeah, so
That's the way it
very hard to keep track of this one. I was like, oh wow, Louisiana scored. No, wait, oh no, that was Jacksonville. Okay, all right, I've caught up now. Like, yeah, that was very confusing to watch that game, but it was a great game. Definitely back and forth on that one.
Good
Miami
to
and
see you, Wook.
Miami,
Go ahead.
Ohio, and App State. This game was torrential. What do you call it? Torrential downpour.
Really?
Like,
That's my
it
kind of
was
football
just
game.
oh,
Ugh.
it was a slugfest. Not a lot of offense on this one, just turnovers galore because it was ugly. But
The prestigious avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl. That's awesome.
and the field looked pretty cool, but you couldn't really tell because it was just so freaking just slosh and just, but it was cool. I didn't watch too much of this game. I was kind of winding down. Plus, the Broncos games were coming on. But New Mexico and Fresno State beat the crap out of them in the New Mexico Bowl. Mm-hmm. They beat New Mexico in the New Mexico Bowl, so that was interesting. And I didn't watch this game at all. I was done with football when this game came on.
Texas Tech.
It came out at like 9:15 last night, so it was like I was into the Broncos game and they were losing, so football was fading fast for me last night.
Everybody that asked me about this game, I told them that this was going to happen. I said, dude, Texas Tech, they get in a bowl game. They like to light it up.
Yeah. Cal was up 14, 14-0, and then, Texas Tech just took over. Cal won the first quarter. Let's put it that way.
Radiance Technology Independence Bowl.
Yes. Yep. Radiance Technology.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. So
that changes every year.
That was the bowl games. Not a whole lot going on this next week. Oh my God, I hate how jumbled up this is. Let's see if I can.
There you go.
Let's go. Oh, I just need to scroll down.
Yep, that's all you got to do. It looks like it's set
so
up.
There's a couple games during the week, but nothing too crazy. I was just going to look at what's next Saturday. Troy and Duke. I don't know how Duke's going to do because they're one thing with all these bowl games, and I guess this has just always been a thing because I'm still learning. But with the transfer portal, a lot of starters aren't in these games.
Exactly. That's the dynamic we're going to have now, right? Is these guys hit the portal, and you're not going to have the same roster as you did during the regular season.
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of works twofold too because you get to see who's next, kind of deal. Like, who was it? I think the Ohio had a kid. I think he was a freshman. Like he was the only one left, and no, he wasn't. He's been like 4 years or something like that. He never got a starting chance, and he played lights out in that game. So I mean, if that kid doesn't deserve a starting job, I don't know what you could do.
Right.
So it was cool. You get stories like that where it's like he got a chance and he took it and made the most of it, and they won the game. So, yeah.
See, that's why I say every football game's got a story, some way, shape, or form. James Madison better go down, though. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, this is probably the one game I'm looking forward to. I want to see how they did. Jacksonville State, they needed luck to get a bowl game, because there wasn't enough 6-6 teams, and James Madison right there, they had to.
That's going to be an interesting game to watch because James Madison has played very well.
They have, yep, they have. So
Air Force might be in trouble.
Air Force is not. Air Force was 8-0. And then they lost their last 4. So
damn.
They just
they
hit the quarter pole and just gave it up. Yep.
Just looking real quick to see if anything.
Oh man, Dan, we got a couple of Alabama fans in the crowd. Keely Chow and the
you have the admin on that. You can mute them and block them. So rock and roll on that, dude.
That's pretty much it. Not too much to report on college this week. Just a couple bowl games. It'll probably be the same thing next week. So pretty short and sweet on this one.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Anything stand out in any of the games to you that you're really impressed by, or
Well, that, like I'd already mentioned in kind of the Ohio game,
the kid that stepped off the bench? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
So because they lost their main guy to the transfer portal, I think one graduated. So yeah, he's like, this is it.
Yeah, let's discuss that real quick. I mean, you've got all these guys. Now, when is the transfer portal? When does that open and
I
when
think that
does it
starts at
close?
the beginning of December, and I think it closes at the end of December.
Really, it's this month.
Yeah, it's basically just
okay.
1 month. From
Okay.
what I understand.
And not only that, but you've got guys entering the draft. For instance, Danny and I discussed this off air. Actually, no, I think we did it on our show. Jaden Daniels can only hurt himself by playing in a bowl game. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't help his case at all. If he wins, he wins. Yeah. The worst thing that could happen is he get hurt.
I think the only way you'd see him in that bowl game, or any guy that's coming out with, the talent level, skill set that these guys have, is if they want to just play one more game with their university.
Right.
But other than that, yeah, he's not going to improve. It's like the Senior Bowl. I don't know how anybody could, up their stock unless you're from one of these lower tier programs, maybe an O lineman, D lineman. You
Right.
get to step up and play against some really good skill set. But other than that, I don't know that guys would benefit anything. Not maybe something we could look at moving forward. Part of your college set is let's get the portal thing into your report. Maybe a top 5 most interesting players that are hitting the portal. That may be something that we look at.
Yeah, I thought about that. I just don't know enough about the players to do it. So but I'll definitely see if I can put something.
Because it's part of the game now. That portal is a real part of that college
and
thing.
It's going
It
to
really
change.
has to. That and who has the biggest NIL deal? Like that's going to be part of the show.
Right.
Yeah, because they're making money now. Yeah.
Like Marvis Harris.
Yeah, they're making big money.
He's contemplating right now. He supposedly, obviously, what we hear, what's reported, but he has a potential deal where if he stays at the college, he could get an NIL deal for $20 million.
And this is the thing: these NIL deals would be more lucrative than the rookie contract. So I think you're going to see guys stay in,
Stay
make that money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, like guys like Jaden Daniels, he's played 5 years, right? He's done.
Yeah, he's got to come out. He's got to come out.
Right.
Yeah, eventually they hit. They can't be Van Wilder. They eventually
right. They can't.
Right. They've got to come out.
Everybody's used up their COVID year. They've done their like all that stuff's starting to be gone. So be done. So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for that college discussion. I get all my college football from YouTube, so keep it up, guys, because I would know nothing about it unless it had to do with the Oklahoma Sooners. So let's go ahead and take a look at. We need to start with Thursday's game because Thursday was very eventful. Even though it's Knox division, I could care less about the two teams. I am a closet case Chargers fan, and I hate to see the talent at quarterback that they've had over the years get wasted. Starting with, you can't say Dan Fouts was wasted. They made the playoffs.
No, if they didn't go to Cincinnati and play in that freaking frozen bowl there, they may have gone to a Super Bowl.
Right.
They introduced the NFL to what a real passing attack could do at the NFL level.
But when you're talking about Drew Brees, they had the Colts number. Other than that, they couldn't
Phillip
get anywhere.
Rivers,
and now we got Herbert, and 63-21 shellacking. I enjoyed every second of this fucking game. It was awesome, and my desired result finally happened. If you watch this show, I can't stand this guy because he's a mental pygmy, and Brandon Staley is finally out of a job, and the GM got whacked too, right, Knock?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, boys and girls. It's a beautiful thing. Herbert's gone for the season, and you're telling me that defense went to shit that bad because of one guy leaving? You're telling me Herbert floated that team that much? Nah, he
Well, I
lost
don't.
that locker
The
room a while
Chargers.
ago.
Well, I think Bosa has
Chargers are
been
gonna.
out too,
Yeah.
so that doesn't help either.
Chargers are going to be the Chargers. They're going to shit can the head coach, shit can the GM,
Yeah,
hit the reset button, and it's going to be mediocre football, as it always has been.
yeah, because the ownership is mediocre. Yeah, it's yeah. Look, we've discussed several times, my brother and I. It starts at the top. If you don't have a good ownership group, then you're not going to go anywhere. If you don't have somebody that is committed to winning and wants to get all the right people in place. I mean, just look at the San Francisco 49ers and what they're doing, man. They hired John Lynch, and it's been lights out ever since. That guy
Yeah, I mean,
makes
if the
all the
guy
right decisions.
signing our girl that's signing the checks isn't committed to winning, she's
Mhm.
just not going to.
Yep. But I loved this game. I loved every second of it. I'm not a Raiders fan. I'm a anti-Staley guy, and I got my desired result. Yay, team! He is gone. Hooray! Then you guys are gonna have to fill me in on these because I didn't see him. I was busy working a show all day yesterday, but this looks like it was the game of the day. It got to overtime, I take it, fellas, and looks like the Bengals
Yeah, good
outlasted them.
game, good back and forth game. Two, backup quarterbacks and the defenses rally, and it was a good back and forth game. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings had the advantage early on, and then the Bengals came back. But yeah, at the end it was back and forth and overtime.
Knock, would you agree that the Vikings left a lot of points on the
They did.
board
They
in the first half?
Nick Mullins I think he got intercepted, or the ball got turned over twice in the red zone, I believe, at the beginning of the game.
Oh,
So yeah, he threw a pick in the end zone, and I think one got caught.
Yeah, they left a lot of
like
points
that.
out
So
there. And
yeah,
didn't they go for a fourth down and they didn't get it? They could have got
in
three. I
overtime.
mean, yeah.
Well, not in overtime, but yeah, I think so. I think that might have been one of the turnovers, but no, they were on the Bengals side of the field in overtime, and they went for it was 3rd and 1. They went for a run, didn't get it. They went for a QB sneak, didn't get it, and then on 4th down they went for another QB sneak and didn't get it.
wow!
So not all teams can do the brotherly shove, I guess.
Not all teams are good. You got to have a front line to do that with.
Yeah, especially
What's crazy to me in that game was their running back was having a great game, and they didn't even give it to him in those last two attempts. I mean, he was having a monster game.
An awesome game. Yeah, and no, just don't give it to your guy that's been doing it all day. Let's throw on the goal line. Either Joe.
Don't you love it when coaches outcoach themselves? Isn't it awesome? Oh. But Jake Browning have another good showing?
He was rough at the beginning, but no, he definitely came about. T. Higgins, because Jamar Chase went out. Mm-hmm. Chase got hurt in I believe the 3rd quarter. I think it was.
Yeah, separated shoulder. He was out. And Higgins and who's the other guy? Boyd, I think it was. Yeah, they had good games.
Mm-hmm. So T. Higgins had been hurt for most of the season, so he came back at the fresh at the healthy at the best time for sure.
Okay, all right. Well, I
was really hoping the Bengals would lose. The Vikings failed me.
Of course,
I'm impressed the way the Bengals really start rallying in the second half of the season. I mean, they're down their quarterback and they're figuring out ways to win, and that says a lot about their leadership on the sideline.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, I think they got the right coach there. It's not just Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Mixon. I think they've got the right coach there. I mean, I think like all the young coaches around this league, he like the rest of them likes to gamble a little more than my old conservative ass would like. But out of all of them, he gambles less than the rest of them. He trusts his defense a little bit more than the rest of them do. So, I think Zach Taylor is the right guy for that team. So, I like the result. I like the Bengals. I really do. Of course, any orange team I'm going to root for, man, because that's my favorite color. So,
absolutely.
Okay. Then we've got the. If you didn't know how this game was going to turn out, then you've been living under a rock. Turducken starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Bro, it's got to be the last time he ever starts for any team. I mean,
Danny was texting
terrible.
me during the show. He said Turducken is single-handedly killing the Steelers.
I mean, brutal.
How bad was it, Knock? How many turnovers?
I don't know about turnovers. Well, I
I
mean,
know
even
Turducken threw 2 interceptions, and the 2 that he threw, his mechanics were terrible. He throws off his back. He's missing guys wide open, overthrows them, and he's just not very good. I mean,
and
he's
Najee
not good
Harris
at all.
too. So,
Najee Harris fumbled, you said?
Yeah,
yep.
yeah,
Wow.
So
yeah.
and Minshew Magic, man.
Minshew was
Minshew.
doing it.
I was very sad. I that Pittman Jr. went down though. He's been killing it. And,
Yeah,
Pittman,
Minshew
he's having
makes
he's the
some
he's having a
great
receiver.
throws,
great
some
game.
He's the
touch
receiver
And
for
passes.
the Colts, right?
he's in concussion protocols now.
Ooh. Did he
So
get led across the middle or something?
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, Minshew let him out there a little bit, and he got drilled. He really did.
yeah.
Bad hit. And the guy got ejected too. So
did he? Oh,
Mhm.
I hate that, man. I hate it when I watched. I can't remember who I was watching, but this guy he threw a ball right in the middle of the field, and the receiver got crushed by like 3 guys, and I was like, "What does this guy just not like that receiver?"
look, I immediately thought of Daryl Stingley when the hit happened
Right.
because he was
Ooh.
proned out, and the other guy was proned out, head down. I'm like, oh boy, that's not good.
Scary. Did you see that story they had during Thanksgiving about how Madden uh, made continuous weekly visits to Stingley because it was
No, I've
against the
never.
Raiders.
That
He got
that
hurt.
sounds like
Yeah,
that's in character with Madden, though. But
yeah,
immediately when I saw that hit, I was like, oh boy, I hope he gets up from that because that was a bad hit.
yeah. But Minshew magic continues. Wow, the Colts. The Colts are going to mess around and win this division, aren't they, fellas? What do you think?
Well, I we'll see with the Jags this weekend, but
Yeah.
'cause they're definitely have something to say about
I
that.
mean,
But
it's wide open. We thought this division was going to have like one team, and of course, we didn't know how the rookie of the year was going to do, and he's been doing well. But Minshew, dude, I mean, I don't think he'd qualify as comeback player of the year, but you know, it's
I look at the
amazing. The guy just
Colts,
wins.
and
You know,
yeah, I look at the Colts the way they're winning. They again, they're right in line with the Bengals. They're finding ways to win. They're
mm-hmm.
down some skill players, but their defense rallies. Minshew has stepped in and done really nice. He's not turning the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
and
I
the,
look
and
at
the,
the Jags, and they're so helter skelter up and down, and I really don't trust their quarterback.
Yeah,
I think the Chiefs wide receivers need to put some tape on those Colts wide receivers and oh, that's how you catch a ball. Okay.
That's how you secure a
I mean,
catch.
all the wide receivers
Oh,
are catching the
so
ball.
we're just not enough just
Hey,
to hit our hands. We have to actually secure the
yeah,
ball.
it's
I didn't know
crazy.
that.
that's good, fellas. That's good. Okay, so Colts hold serve against the hapless Pittsburgh Steelers. I can't believe it. People in Pittsburgh are calling for Tomlin's head. I'm like, guys, it's not Tomlin. Believe that. He's a good coach.
Well, sometimes I mean, hey, look, sometimes they wear out their welcome.
Yeah.
If he could be a great coach, if the young player is not buying off on the mojo, then that's what's going to
Well, the
happen.
defense is
Belichick,
buying it. That's for sure. I mean,
sure.
that part is good, but the offense definitely ain't buying what's going on. That's for sure. Okay, so we got to talk about this one, Knock. I'm sorry we got to do it, but we
Yeah,
got to do it.
it was a hard night for Broncos fans in college and NFL. It's just after it went up 21-0, I kind of just lost interest in it.
Yeah, I saw the last 2 minutes of the first half. I noticed you didn't text after that either.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of unloading the cars from the show, and I saw the last 2 minutes. I was like, "Damn, what has happened to this defense? What in the hell is going on out there? Have you got guys hurt or something? Because that sure looked like a preseason defense going on out there."
No, I don't
Well,
know
they
what
were on
happened.
the field all game long too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's what happens when the offense did, because we stopped them the first couple of times,
Mm-hmm.
and then our offense did. What do they do?
Three
Nothing.
and out.
Three
Three
and
and out.
outs. And
Three and out.
it's just
Yeah.
like, dude, there's no complimentary football on here whatsoever, and
Yeah.
we didn't get the turnovers. We
Mm-hmm.
that's nothing. We've been winning because of turnovers.
Yeah.
and putting the offense in, like, hey, we just literally put you in field goal position, score something.
Right. Here's
So,
points. Do something. Yeah.
and then maybe get a touchdown. So it's like, but no, we didn't get the turnovers, and just
we actually we watched the after I saw that last 2 minutes and they went up 21-0. We watched the first episode of Reacher, and then we came back and saw the end of the game. So I just had a feeling it was going to continue to be that way. You guys scored all your points in the second half.
Yeah.
But they never came close to a comeback in that game.
Yeah, because they couldn't stop them on defense. So it didn't matter how many points they scored.
It's a damn shame.
28-7 at one point. So.
I hate it for us. I really do. And
we still have a chance.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
We have 3 winnable games: Raiders, Chargers, and Patriots. I mean,
I do think Russ is playing better, though, man. I think he's playing better. I think I think Sutton is dynamite. That they need to just feed him as much as possible. Jerry Jeudy is everything I'm seeing shows me he's a bust, man. I don't know what's up with that guy. He drops balls constantly.
Denver could still win that division because the Chiefs look very shaky. I mean, they just look very shaky.
We'll talk about the Chiefs here in a minute.
At this point, that's not going to happen. At this point, the Chiefs would have to lose out, and their schedule is not that hard. So
they do have a cupcake schedule.
They would literally have to lose out, and we would have to win out for us to have a chance. And that's just.
I asked John, who's
you got to feel good about where the Broncos are now compared to where they were at the beginning of the season. They really they're building on something. Next year they make some moves. Get yourself a legit quarterback.
Fuck you.
I mean,
man.
Listen, and here's the funny thing, and Joe knows this. If this were Madden, I would have already gotten rid of Wilson.
Oh yeah, he'd have traded Wilson already.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd have been shit canned.
I do 59 overall quarterbacks because I run the ball and then I have the fastest wide receivers known to man. So
there you go.
He plays Pittsburgh Steelers, 70s Pittsburgh Steelers football. Franco to the left, right, and up the middle. And
I literally
play action football.
Before we did one of those custom, roster drafts, and I literally had Waddle on my team before he entered the NFL. So Waddle and Hill are that's like my dream.
And
wide
he
receivers right
destroyed.
I think
once he got these guys built up, he destroyed me every game.
I don't know where Herbert is in his contract, but I think his market's going to be wide open, man. There's some teams out there, and Broncos are one of them, that could use his services. They're just a quarterback short. Patriots, quarterback short of being a legit threat.
I think they need more than a quarterback on offense. They need a running game for sure.
And our running game is pretty decent, but our guys keep getting hurt, and then. Now, see, we need to get rid of Wilson's contract, and we need some more defensive players.
Yeah,
I think our offense could be okay with the right quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It's a defense that our run defense is awful. It's like 32nd in the league. So
if you can run, you're going to destroy. Montgomery had a huge night last night. Yeah,
but we need more pressure. That's just what we need. What every team needs, pressure.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's the games that we've seen. Now let's talk about the games coming up. First one we got is straight out of my brother's division. It's 2 teams he can't stand. He is rooting for a tie and as many injuries as possible in the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers. He does not like either one of these teams.
Too much further, Joe. I do want to mention one last thing.
Go.
About the Colts and the Steelers game.
Yeah.
That was awesome because I was rooting for either team to lose. So it was a fun game to watch. I needed them both to lose. So I was like, hey, I'm good with either outcome. I was rooting for a tie. I didn't think that would happen, but I was like, either of these teams lose, it's fine with me. So that was an extra.
Okay. With that victory by the Colts, then what you want is Houston and Jacksonville to dump the rest of the season, right? Let them win the division.
I don't want I want Jacksonville to win because I don't want Colts to win any more games. Jags take the division because if they get into the wild card spot, they're taking one of the spots. I don't want Jags to have one of the wild card spots. They have more victories than the Colts. So why would I want the Colts to to win out.
I'm not sure the whole picture there, but
Yeah, they're behind a game, so no matter what, mathematically, I want them to not win more games. Colfax
gotcha.
is. I want them to go.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm a full-on Panthers fan today.
You are a
So there you
full-on
go.
Panthers fan today because, well,
Absolutely.
the Falcons are the closest to them. Them and Tampa, they're the
And
closest.
we're
to
all
them.
three of us tied at 6
They're
and
all
7.
tied at
We're all
6 and 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The division leader in the South is 6 and 7. How you
6
like
and
that?
7. Thank you
Yep.
very much.
Neither one of these teams are going anywhere. Bryce Young, I haven't seen enough of this kid to even know if they got the right guy there. But I do know this: their owner is an idiot. So,
Well, that's the thing there in
Yeah.
Carolina. Their ownership group, we talked about it before, is just garbage. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Now Atlanta, on the other hand, they're a trigger man away. That's a good team. They're
look, I know who Atlanta is.
And you were the puss. Always bled.
There you go.
but they are a good team. They got the running gag. Rented lips. The running
Not the running gag.
the running gag. That's it. It's a running gag that they're even a football team. No, I'm
Is
just
Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie?
right.
He is.
The quarterback though, that guy, he's just a mental pigmy, man. Yeah, that's him. That's him, full blown, dude. He's a meathead. I just all I can see when I see that guy is the game against Tampa in Tampa earlier this season when they had an imaginary force field up, and every time he got near the friggin' goal line, he gave it to the other team. Every time. There was like 3 times in that game he gave it to the other team right there at the goal line. I mean, one time
Well,
he was
these are
running
all,
in.
but both of these teams have the rookie quarterbacks, and I
Yeah.
mean, it's like Dan Marino, Joe Burrow. Those kinds of guys are outliers when they're rookies. You know, you don't see usually rookie quarterbacks, they struggle, and these guys are struggling. Atlanta's got the better overall team. They've got a solid running game that
Yeah.
they can lean on, and a good defense. So they're going to be in every game.
Mm-hmm. And they've got they do have a good owner in Arthur Blank, man. He's pretty
Yes,
smart.
they do.
So, yeah, big Carolina fans today. If you're a Saints fan, who you like in this one, Knock?
Oh, Falcons. I'm not gonna.
Falcons. Yeah, I mean, does
Mess with
anybody
that.
want to go on that Carolina limb? We'd love to see Carolina win, though, right, Dan?
I'm all in with Carolina, all in, but I'm picking the Falcons to win.
There it is. Okay, next one up we got is oh man, which fucking Bears team is going to show up today, boys and girls?
It's the Bears. It's this time of the year, right? These sorry teams
The
are going to
pressure's
put on that
off.
little. They put on that little win streak to save the coach's job. You know, blah blah blah. So I think the Browns will get him though.
In my man Rich Eisen's words, the Flacco Sance is real.
Joe Flacco.
How crazy is it?
Look, that's scary now. That they've got
It
a
is.
solid defense,
yes,
and if they get something out of that quarterback, man, because they got a good run game,
dude, they can run the ball.
they can be scary.
Yes, they can. All they have to do is keep the passing game simple and not too hard for the old man. And
Kind of looks like the Ravens back when they were winning Super Bowls.
dude, I mean, they're winning games, man. Friggin' Flacco coming on board. I just all I can think of is, wow, this is the team that left in the middle of the night from Cleveland, and this dude got probably their most hated rival, the Baltimore Ravens, into the playoffs 5 years in a row when he was a rookie on, right?
Yeah,
And
won a Super Bowl.
Now he's slinging the rock for them.
Come full circle. Joe Flacco.
I'm telling you. What do you think of this one, Knock? Do you were hardcore on Chicago's quarterback for a long time, and now all of a sudden he's showing some of that stuff, that you were so high on. What do you think? Do you think they got a chance of beating Cleveland today?
Depends on the health of DJ Moore. He got hurt last week too, so it's kind of. I think he's questionable this week, but and that's his big playmaker.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Justin Fields, he shows flashes, but man, it's rough. But I think the Chicago Bears are another team that's, we talk about all the time, starts at the top, and I just don't think it's there in Chicago, man. They're too kind of like Carolina. They're too quick to unask stuff. You know what I mean? They change
Yeah,
coaches.
you got to
Their
let it cook.
underwear.
You got to let it simmer. And I
Yeah.
don't know if they have a lot of pieces around that. Look, their quarterback, he's an Ohio State guy, and I can't stand him, but the guy's got a lot of raw talent.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put the right pieces around him and
And you put the
a
right
steady
coaching with
defense,
him. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they could be successful. So.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm going with the Browns today. I believe in the Flacco Sons, man. I believe in it.
Flacco Sons and that defense is just staunch, man.
Yes.
Well, I'm definitely rooting for the Bears, but no, I think the Browns got this. But if the Bears win, I will be happy.
I'm sure you will. Yes. As long whatever's going to help out.
Something's got to give with Flacco. Look. I mean, just look at Dobbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was the greatest thing since sliced bread when he joined the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
And now he's
benched,
the
right?
emergency. He's the emergency third quarterback now. So, I don't think Flacco is anything special to where, because he's been slinging it. That's been the thing. He hasn't been just like managing. He's been doing pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's got to fall down to earth here soon. Once they get more tape on him. They go back and look at all the things that used to happen to get him, to do bad. So, I think that'll calm down itself, but we'll see. Okay. Or maybe not. And then he'll just throw big, gigantic bombs in the playoffs like he did last time.
Man.
That's literally all he did in the playoffs was just throw 50-yard bombs, and they actually forgot him. Like that's all I remember from the playoffs.
I know that I saw that highlight of the Denver one not too long ago. I can't remember what it was.
That
why
resurfaced.
They showed it, and I was like, "Oh my god! I hope Knox not watching this. He's gonna get PTSD."
I did. I saw it. Yep, they showed it again. They're like, Flacco's greatest moments, kind of deal. Like, yeah.
Yep.
That's always gonna be on there. Always gotta relive that one.
Look, you've got that one. I've got what's his name? The running back for the Raiders, Bo Jackson, running over Bosworth and running out of the Kingdom. I see that one 4 or 5 times a year. Yeah, I see that one constantly. It's ridiculous. All right, getting back to today's game, we got my man Baker Mayfield. He's going to go up to Green Bay and plant that sordid flag in the middle of that G in the middle of that field. That's what he's going to do.
He's going to get beat today. He's going to get housed. Green Bay's going to take him apart. Tampa plays like crap up in the cold.
Yeah.
What's going to happen, dude?
I was being sarcastic. Yeah. Look, he not only is he playing, he's playing what? Let me do the math. There 6 refs on the field, so he's playing 17 versus 11 every time he steps on the field. Yeah.
You were intriguing calculus too, weren't you, dude?
They're all over the Green Bay Packers. They make sure they get their just due up there in Green Bay. Yeah, it's going to be tough sledding for them fools today, man. Damn. But
I'm pulling for the Packers. I think I may have picked the Packers to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back and look at my picks.
Yeah. You sent them to me already, didn't you? I think you did.
Si, senor.
Si, senor. Daniel Sam picked. Let's see. He picks. Packers. He says Packers. All day long, Packers. I'm pulling for Tampa, but I have to take Green Bay. Yeah, it's yuck. I hate it too. And they came crashing back down to earth at the hands of Tommy DeVito last week. I loved it. That was so awesome. It really was. But one thing's for sure, the Giants are a totally different team when they get something out of the quarterback position, aren't they?
That's not good. Tyreek Hill will not play today.
Ooh, against New England? We'll get to that when we get there. Okay, so the Bucks Yeah, look, Mike Evans can only do so much, and it's amazing that guy's going to go in the Hall of Fame. 10 years with over 1,000 yards receiving. He's the first guy to ever do that. That's amazing. That's amazing. And
That is impressive.
how lucky are the quarterbacks
Yeah.
that have played with him? I mean, jeez, that's something else. But uh, we know Danny has no love for the Buccaneers, the Boutonniers, as he likes to call them.
I have
Um,
no love for the Boutonniers. I have no love for Mike Evans. He's a Texas A&M guy, so on all of them. But yeah,
yep.
I think the Packers will take it today. Hopefully,
Yeah, I think the Packers. It's going to take a monumental effort by the Tampa Bay Boutonniers to beat them. But because I don't care what they say, they can say, "Oh, it's unbiased," blah blah blah. You're playing the refs up there too. You are. It's been proven over time. You're playing the refs. Okay, they're gonna cover the Packers' ass for some reason. Um, but probably because the trophy's named after their first coach, or the coach that won them all the titles at the beginning of the Super Bowl era. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but that's a fact. There's two places you're going to have to play the refs. That's Dallas and Green Bay. You're going to have to play against the refs every time when you go there. So
jealousy is a stinky cologne, Joe
it
John.
is. It is a stinky cologne, but that's just. I'm calling it the way I see it, bro. Sorry. Go ahead, Knock. What do you think? Tampa got a chance?
I'm gonna stick with the Packers. Nothing about the Bucks have impressed me.
Yeah, they've got good pieces, but it's not being put together. I don't think that Todd Bowles is long for that job, which I hate because I love the guy. I've talked to my brother about this several times. Brady shouldn't have been the friggin' MVP of the Super Bowl they won. It should have been Todd Bowles, because a guy that's known for blitzing damn near every other play didn't blitz but like twice in that Super Bowl. And
My money goes to Leonard Fournette. Had a monster game in that, and he
yeah,
put
he
it
did.
away with the big run.
Yeah,
But yeah, there you go.
yeah. But you got to admit, them playing zone and man, mixing it up and just staying back, two safeties, keeping the shell on the Chiefs. That was a major factor in them winning that Super Bowl, no
Yep,
doubt. They never
yep.
gambled. It was pretty damn awesome
And
because
they
Todd
got they
Bowles
got
was
to
loaded with
Mahomes.
blitz.
Sure, and they got to Mahomes early in his career because he's got a lot more seasoning in him now. And
Mm-hmm.
he's good about taking what's in front of him now instead of trying to force it down the field. It's too
Yep.
bad he's got some shitty wide receivers though.
Wow. Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to the Chiefs game. But yeah, I hate it for the Bucks. I hate it for my boy Baker Mayfield. But yeah, you're going down today. I kind of feel it. Okay, let's see what's next here. Are we into the afternoon yet? No, we're still in the 12 o'clock window. Which Jets team is going to show up against Miami today, boys and girls? By the way, as just reported, Hill will not be playing for the Miami Dolphins today. And that's not good for their offense, because we saw what happened against Tennessee last week when he wasn't in the game. Tua looked rushed. They got to him a few times, and that's the thing that's improved them this year. He's been getting the ball out of his hand. He's not taking the hits. Now, wasn't it last week, Rhonda, against Tennessee, when he ran with it and didn't slide, and we were bitching at him? Yeah, he almost got himself murdered during that Tennessee game. And I was like, dude, learn how to slide. You are the last person that needs a concussion out there, especially at this point in the season. But yeah, Mike McDaniels, I like his offensive mindset. But that team seems to play different without the threat of Hill. I don't know if it's the defense puts the clamps on people after that. Maybe they don't back up as much, but there's definitely something different there. I think they're going to have to lean on their running game. Now, here's the question: which Jets team are we going to see? We know they're going to have a good defense. Their defense is top 5 in the NFL. But which Zach Wilson is going to show up, boys and girls? Because he lit it up last week. Who was that he played last week? see the Jets.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
He had a
Houston.
good game.
It was Houston.
Had a good,
It was Houston.
Yeah,
Yeah.
had a good
And
game.
you know, they took the what's probably arguably the rookie of the year and made him mortal and knocked him out of the game. And
Yeah, and he's not
the
even
end of the
playing
third
this
quarter.
week.
So yeah.
My issue with the Dolphins is, and I mentioned this to you before, they're going to run into a very physical defense in the Jets, and they're going to have problems. But they're playing at home. I'll take the Dolphins on this because I think Zach will give up a couple of interceptions today, so that'll be the difference.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think, Knock? You think he can have put together two good games in a row?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to not overreact after seeing what the Dolphins did last week, and the Jets have a better defense than the Titans. So
yeah,
I don't know if I'm. Screw it! I'll go on a limb. What do I got to lose?
Really?
I'll go to the Jets. Let's see if Wilson can do it twice in a row.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Hang on one second, guys. You guys talk amongst yourselves about this game for just a second. The lovely Foxy wants me to check something out. I don't know what's going on over here. Hang on.
I don't know. I think it just depends on Wilson for this game. Is
Yeah. Well, I tell you,
can they
he's
live without Will.
He's the X factor, isn't he, Wilson? That's the
we'll
thing.
Probably see more running.
Is he going to throw 3 touchdowns like he did last week, or is he going to throw 3 picks? So really, the question is, will Miami's defense show up this week?
Well, the Jets have a solid run game, and if they can run that ball and get physical with the Dolphins typically don't do well against physical teams.
Yeah.
And it's going to come down to the quarterback. If Zach Wilson can just stay within the offense and not try to do too much, they can win, because he showed last week he definitely has the talent to play at this level. It's just how he manages himself. His mechanics are a big thing, just like Turducken. When he gets out of his mechanics, that's when he throws the interception.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and one thing we mentioned earlier, it applies in this game. Pressure's off on the Jets. Pressure's all on the Miami Dolphins. And these lower tier teams usually end up showing up here at the end of the season. It's going to be an interesting game to see. I hope we get it here.
Playing to save the coach's job.
Playing to save the coach's job. That's it. I don't think Robert Saleh is going anywhere. I think he's a good coach. I think they know that. But, man, wow. Well, we've talked about the Jets plenty. Knock knows all about the franchise destroyer that is their head offensive coordinator guy there. What's his name? Aaron Rodgers' lackey. I'm suffering here.
Hatchet.
Yeah, Hatchet man. Yeah, Hackett. Yeah, can't hack it. That's him.
Hatchet,
yeah.
Hackett.
Yeah, they are stuck with this
Same
guy.
thing.
Yeah, they're stuck with him. And
I'm sure they'll be fine next year.
Yeah, when Rodgers plays for about 6 more plays.
That's his whole purpose now.
His whole purpose is to keep Aaron Rodgers there. That's it. It's not doing anything for their offense now. So, yeah, they're stuck with him. Yeah, I'm going Miami in this thing. I think they're going to outlast them. They saw what happened last week against Tennessee without Hill. I think they're going to lean on Mostert and Archain today a lot. I think you're going to see a lot of that. And I think if you're going to beat the Jets, you're going to have to go right at them running the ball. This quick screen game is going to get blown up by their speed of their defense. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that off-tackle running today. Okay, so that is that one. Let's see what the next one is. Oh, boy. Damn. Oh, no. You're not going to like who I picked in this game either. Oof. Yikes.
That's fine.
He's on a roll, man. Tommy DeVito, from his grandmother's basement in Jersey. Hey, he's rallying this team.
That's good. It's a wonderful story. Too bad he's going to take an ass whooping
There we
down in the
go.
dome
That's what I
today.
want to hear out of my man Dan. Not the cynical. What's that idiot's name?
I got to do something other than, stating the
Right.
obvious that our head coach sucks ass and our quarterback sucks ass. I just got to get positive, you know?
Yeah.
Look, they have the division in front of them.
Yep.
You want to talk about a cush schedule? The New Orleans Saints have a cush schedule going down the stretch.
Yep.
And they're going to play the teams they need to play, and they win out. They're going to win this division.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I'm trying to give them some good mojo. We're getting healthy on the defensive side of the ball. Got some people coming back.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get after this quarterback. I think we win a close game, something like a 21-17 kind of thing. But, yeah, I think the Saints will win today.
Okay. Tommy DeVito has had 3 games. They got plenty of film. I think this is the week that he gets caught by a defense, because if anybody can catch somebody on defense, it's the Saints. The Saints are pretty damn good on defense. Who cares what the offense is doing? It's kind of like your team, Knock. If they could stay on the field for a little bit, the offense, that this is the Broncos and the Saints are mirror images of each other. Really good defensive players. I mean, trust me, I've watched a lot of their games this year. The Honey Badger still doesn't care. He doesn't care. He will take it from you. He doesn't care.
Well, it's like Knox said about his Broncos, complementary football, and the Saints are not doing that. So,
absolutely.
Hopefully, we can get something going down the stretch.
Yep. What do you think about this one, Knock?
It's just, I don't know. At least the Saints had a good game last week. Something.
Yeah. Well,
to build on, but I don't know. It's the season of the backups, so I don't know.
So put in Jameis Winston, right? Yes.
Right. Yeah. Then all the problems we saw for at least
couldn't do any worse.
Right. Couldn't do any worse.
They'll have 3 solid games that at least.
Right.
I don't know. This is a coin flip for me. Either we get the good Saints or the bad Saints, or we get the Giants, who have been on a 3-win streak, or come down to earth. And pick your story.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm undecided on this one. I guess I'll go. I guess I'll go Saints since they're at home.
Yeah. Yeah. A home team for sure. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Honey Badger still doesn't care. And if they've got, like Danny said, they've got their defensive players coming back this week that have been out. So they've got 2 solid corners, actually 3. That guy Taylor that plays in the slot is good too.
One thing about the skill player, Olave is out today, so that's our number 1 wide receiver that's out. So we're gonna have some other guys step up. Hopefully, we can get Jimmy Graham on the field. Golly,
dude, he was showing out last week. He was showing out.
He's caught 4 balls this year, 3 for touchdowns. I don't know why this guy's not on the field anymore, but you got to get. Yeah, Olave's out today, so that's going to hamper our passing game, which already sucks.
Yeah, sucks. But Alvin's there. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Let's see if they can.
Alvin saves all.
Yes, Alvin does save all. Yes, he does. He's awesome.
Let's see if they can, not drink and drive and not beat their girlfriends. And
right, we'll right. See, I don't know what it is with the Saints. They want to be on the blotter every week. Dude.
I mean, honest to God, guys, what is the deal?
It's the French Quarter, baby. You know what's up. They're all getting fucked up. All right, let's see. Next up. Now, didn't you tell me Houston's quarterback's out?
Yes, Stroud, whatever his name is, he's out.
It's going to be Mills starting for the Houston Texans against Levis and the Tennessee Titans, who held down the Miami Dolphins last week. I'm going Tennessee, guys. I believe in Vrabel, dude. If that game against Miami showed me anything last week, these guys will run through a wall from Mike Vrabel. He is a good head coach, man. He is a motivator of men. Most definitely. Levis looked like he was winning the Super Bowl last week. He was losing his mind, It was, I'm a closet case Titans fan. I'm always going to dig Mike Vrabel. He was one of the straws that stirred the drink up in New England, and Danny and I have discussed this. If the Belichick rumors are true, they couldn't do any better than stealing him from Tennessee to coach the Patriots.
No doubt, and there's another dynamic, obviously, for this matchup. It's the history, the roots of both of these franchises are connected.
By Houston.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's going to be it'll be tight, it'll be close. Two really sound defenses. Stroud is out for Houston, so that brings them down to earth. I think I picked the Titans in this
he
one.
wasn't able to clear concussion protocols in time, so he didn't even travel with the team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what the Jets did to him last week. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They brought him crashing down to earth.
Look, that hit, his head bounced right off the ground, man.
It
looked
was
pretty
wicked.
bad.
When I saw it, I was like, yeah, he's done. He's done. Get the backup. He's finished. Yep. For at least for one day. But yeah, to see it stretch into another week is not surprising. He did take the dreaded thump and bounce off the carpet. Yeah.
Well, it's a good move by Houston. Even if I would still sit him out because that's your future. That's your franchise quarterback. He can play at this level. So yeah, protect him.
And Mills, look, he's not a world killer, but if they can rein him in a little bit, rein in the interceptions, he had them winning games at the end of last season before they got Stroud. When the pressure was off last season, he was playing well. So, the pressure is on this year. They've got to keep up with Jacksonville. And the Titans would love nothing more than to ruin Houston's. I wouldn't be surprised if they wore their Oilers uniforms today just to get in their heads. That would be awesome. I would love it. That game they played in Tennessee earlier this year where they wore the Houston Oilers uniforms was awesome. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
But, I'm picking Tennessee in this one because, the pressure's off, and Vrabel wants to win. And it's clear after watching the Miami game last week that they want to win. So I'm picking Tennessee. Knock, who you got in this one?
I have to go for Tennessee as well. I don't trust Mills. Plus, their wide receivers are pretty much all gone, or banged up. Mm-hmm. So who do they have left?
Actually, one of them's playing on the other side of the ball today.
So, I mean, it's just kind of they're running out of wide receivers to throw the ball to. So, I mean, I don't know. Titans nothing to be special, nothing to talk about, but definitely rooting for them.
Yeah. Well, you always got King Henry. King Henry showed up last week. He got his touchdown. Yeah.
Well, I like Spears, but I liked him coming out of college. So he was one of those guys I watched. Yeah. That I mentioned during our draft night. He was one of them, and so definitely I want to see more of him.
Yep, no doubt. But I dig King Henry, man. I really do. Danny, do you think Houston is going to muster something?
Oh no! I'll take the Titans on this one. Houston's got too many pieces missing. So yeah, I in the dynamic, the franchise roots, and I like the Titans to win a very physical, very close game, maybe a 14-10 kind of thing.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking too. Okay, so what's next? Here we go, right here. My wife, as much as she hates it, is a huge New England Patriots fan today. We got the New England Patriots at 3-10 hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Guys, if New England could muster anything at the quarterback position, they could probably beat this team today. You could say what you want about how bad New England is. Their defense is not bad.
Their defense has not been bad for years now. It's their offense. It's the quarterback position. Look, if Zappy plays a good managed game, the Patriots will be in this game. And I'm taking the Chiefs because this is championship football time now. So coming down the stretch, I think Kansas City is going to figure out a way to win a close game there in Foxborough. And yeah, I'll take the Chiefs.
I really think the Chiefs need to sign somebody off the practice squad and get Kadarius Toney off the field. He doesn't need to play another down of football for the Kansas City Chiefs. Doesn't.
Was he the guy who was just slightly offside?
He was the guy that was slightly offsides, yes. Let me see if I still have that picture, Dan. I believe I do. Where'd you send that to me on WhatsApp?
I saw a meme of the Broncos, because the Broncos had that offside stuff shenanigans yesterday, and there was one where it was like, oh, we now see who was offside, and they had a picture of Tony on the Broncos field.
You see, he was slightly offsides right here. Yes, he was slightly offsides. Yeah.
Yeah, he should have checked. I mean, he's a little bit offside there, so he should have checked.
Well, now Chiefs fans are going to look for every single offsides ever.
Oh,
it's going to be, it's a thing now.
Well, I don't know if you saw the thing on NFL memes that next night on Monday Night Football, I think it was Waddle was lined up like that,
no, I know.
And they didn't throw a flag.
I've seen every single one that the Chiefs fans have posted.
Yeah, it's ridiculous,
it's not called.
Man.
They're going to call it every single one now.
Yeah. But hey, look, it's this.
Didn't the quarterback and the coach get fined by the NFL if that really affects them? What did they get fined? $50,000. They got them.
Mahomes was 50, and then 100 for Reed. I think
100 for Reed and 50,000.
They got them in the couch cushion seats. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm pretty sure they knew.
Yeah, they just got to do another commercial. They'll be fine.
You know what I mean?
Right?
Shoot.
Yeah, Wade says Chiefs are overrated. No, they're not overrated, man. They've got the trigger man, no doubt about it.
They just don't have catchers. That's all.
They just don't have guys to catch the ball. What did Giselle say that one year after Brady lost his last playoff game with the New England Patriots? He said, "My husband can't throw it to himself." I think that's what she told the press.
I mean, you think they're missing Juju Smith-Schuster? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. They're missing Hills. Who they're missing, man?
They're missing the guys they used to have. They let them get out of there.
They're missing them. It's just just the ones they had before that can actually catch the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But and teams are hip to it now, man. They're all over Kelsey, making sure he can't do shit. And he's still getting open occasionally, that guy is so good. It's ridiculous.
Well, the run game is not where it needs to be. That's for sure. If your run game is suffering, your passing game is going to suffer equally. So, they got to figure out how to get that run game going to take the pressure off the quarterback and get some space in the middle of that field again. So,
right. Pacheco was out last week. Is he playing today? Do you know?
No, he's out again.
He's out again. Damn.
He had surgery.
Falls to the LSU Tiger, Edwards-Helaire.
Look, he was having a great first half, and in the second half, I didn't even see him out there at all. So I don't get how they manage.
I don't get that. It's like he had a great
running backs. I don't get that at all.
We don't want to use him anymore.
Yeah, I don't understand how they manage their running backs. So any good running back worth his salt, you got to give him touches. You got to get him the ball, and they have good running backs, and then they pull them off the field. They get pass happy, and there you go.
I doubt he watched the Independence Bowl, buddy. I doubt he watched it. Talking to you, Daniel. Wade's asking.
Yeah, I see that. I did not watch it. Honestly, I watched all the NFL stuff yesterday. Didn't even know the Independence Bowl was running yesterday.
Yeah. But then again, see, it was Texas Tech and Cal. It's two teams that we really don't care about. So, if it had been a local team like LA Tech in it, then we'd have cared. If any of the Louisiana.
Well, I care about the Independence Bowl because it brings dollars into the local economy. It's just our leadership there is so bad. They don't support they can't get the people out
for
to support
Louisiana, wasn't it, Wade? It was cold, wasn't it? Yeah. Boring game. Yeah, well, I could have told you Texas Tech was going to beat the shit out of them. But anyway, getting back to this one, if they get any kind of good play out of Bailey Zappi, they've got a chance. They really do in this one. Because New England's going to put the clamps on these guys. They're going to put the clamps on them. You're going to see a lot of man coverage because they're not without. Knowing that. Mentally, the Chiefs have to change their mindset when it comes to catching the football. They've got to get that fixed because, look, New England will challenge the receivers.
Well,
And
New England's got a good defensive scheme that matches up really well with the Chiefs. It always has. It's kind of like when Brady used to play the Saints. The Saints had a defense that matched up well against
yep,
Brady, and he didn't. He suffered. He struggled. And the Patriots here have a good scheme for Mahomes and what Andy Reid likes to do. So that'll keep them in the game. If they get something out of the quarterback, then they can very well win this game. But I think the Chiefs are going to do the championship, caliber
yeah,
thing and figure out a way to win this game.
yeah. I took the Chiefs in this one as well. You're right. Reed, and those guys are going to figure it out. And don't discount Steve Spagnuolo, who's probably going to be a head coach next year. That somebody's going to steal him off the Chiefs and give him head coaching dollars somewhere. Because he's been
Patriots, if they're really going to eject Belichick, which is amazing to me, Spagnuolo would be a good
he'd
fit
be a
there.
good fit there too. It's definitely got to be a defensive guy, no doubt about it, because you want to keep that side of the ball rolling, because that's the best side of the ball you got right now. So, Knock, are you going to go on a limb and say Patriots?
No.
No, no. Okay.
No, he said
Even
no,
though
not
he is,
even close.
yeah, but trust me, he's rooting for New England today, though. He
Oh,
hates this
absolutely.
team. Yeah, he can't stand the Chiefs.
I don't think we have a shot to catch Kansas City, but especially
But it's
the
always good
Texans.
when they lose, right?
I felt like our season was very on the edge once we lost to the Texans. I think that was our best chance. And Lions, I didn't think we were going to win that one. So I just hoped we caught them when they were down, because Lions were getting kind of beat up. But
Right.
I didn't think we were going to win that game. So we could still get to 10 wins. Whether 10 wins is enough with this logjam we got going on, I don't know, because our conference record sucks. So we have to win out, and we have to pray. So that's where we're at.
All right. Okay, let's see what the next one. Oh, we get into the afternoon with a wow. I bet you San Francisco don't even want to play this game. See, this is the game where Brock Purdy will get hurt. Playing a team like this.
What's
You
a
know what I'm
division game, dude? This is a division.
Oh,
You're not going to surprise the Cardinals.
no,
San Francisco's not going to surprise them.
no. And that's what I'm saying. San Francisco, at least the coaching staff has to be going, damn, we got to protect these guys today. We got to run the football. We got to, because these guys are going to be looking to hurt them, man. They don't like each other. It's a division game. They're going to be looking to ruin their season and shit, and yeah, but I don't look. San Francisco is the best team in football. That's just all there is to it. When you talk about the total package, I mean, right down to the fullback. The fullback can hurt you if he catches in the flat, man. Come on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're pretty
how
solid
good this
all the
team
way
is.
around. They
Good
really
Lord.
are.
It's ridiculous.
When they're hitting on all cylinders, that San Francisco team is really scary.
I mean, they spotted the Eagles 6 points last week. Their defense only gave up 6 points in a couple of drives. And then they said, okay, no more punts. 42 unanswered points. Ridiculous, man. God, that team is something else when they get rolling. And they did that in Philly. I'm like, damn, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, I'm taking 49ers on that one. That's
yeah, me
win.
too. Knock, do you give the Cardinals any chance at all to win this game?
This year, I mean, any team can win, but no, the
Right.
49ers. 49ers should have this one.
Yeah. Their challenge is to protect their team and get out of this was the least amount of injuries as possible.
Pretty much, yeah.
Stretch, yeah.
I mean, the best way to do that is to get a big lead in the first half and then sit people. But
yeah, and sit people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But
division game, it's going to be close. But I think at the end of the day, San Francisco will pull away from them.
Yep, for sure. Okay, and then we've got the Commandos versus the Rams. God, the Rams almost did it in Baltimore. Damn it. I was pulling for that dog. I was pulling for that dog. You know who I'm talking about. That quarterback, Matthew Stafford. I was rooting for him. But they just couldn't get it done. That punt return. I mean, that's just, what are you going to do?
Special teams, all three phases.
Three
man.
phases, baby. And when that happens in the freaking overtime period when both teams have had the ball. It's just wow, yikes! Just rips your guts out, man. It killed me. I was like, oh, I feel so bad for you guys.
I go
But
Rams on this. Washington, it
yep,
seems like they're digressing all of a sudden and blah blah blah. So
yeah.
Rams,
Well,
I are they still in the hunt for something? I don't know if they
yes,
Yeah,
are, but they.
yes. The
they have the
NFC
seventh
has a
slot.
Oh
there's
yeah,
two slots in the NFC, and I think they're in 7 right now, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah. They're they keep
the
they
Vikings lost
control
at
their
Ultimate
destiny.
Time.
They win out.
that's right.
They're in the playoffs, man. So
Rams have. I mean, they know how to win. They've
mhm,
won Super Bowl, so I mean, they've got
yeah.
some good pieces over there. They got certainly have enough to beat the Commandos.
The
Ugh, so bad.
Commandos.
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem with Washington is they still have the hangover of the Daniel Snyder ownership group, uh, and
Yeah, that whole thing just in flux, stadium,
right.
their fan base, it takes a
Knock
hit
knows
when
all
you
about it. He lives up there. Knock, what are you hearing on talk radio up there? What's the future of the Commandos look like?
The future of them? Oh, I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, what are they getting a new stadium? What
oh no, nothing yet.
they are
Everything right
doing a
now.
name change on the team too, right? Aren't they?
No,
They're not.
no.
Okay, I thought they were.
I mean, there's nothing official about any of that.
Okay,
Right now, it's in just kind of like whatever because DC just lost out on the basketball and hockey thing, so that's moving to Virginia.
okay.
They're building a new facility for them, which kind of leaves the Commanders as their football team. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe they'll work something out with them. I don't know. Right now everything in sports up here has been about the hockey and football or the hockey and basketball team. So
Okay.
I
that's
mean,
all that's
just
been on the
outside
radio.
looking in, looking at this franchise, a big W on the side of their helmet. I don't know. You got to have something, a symbol to rally around. They need to do something with a logo there. I mean, if you're going to be Commando, Commanders, whatever, give them a,
Get
a
some Call
fucking
of Duty
logo that they
feel
can,
to it or something, right?
something that they can get behind. It looks like a college. It looks like a college logo to me. I mean,
Well,
honestly,
yeah. Well,
give them something to rally behind because look, Washington is one of the storied franchises in the NFL. They've won Super Bowls across different decades. Their fan base deserves a better product.
mhm.
That's all I can say about that. So, do something other than the fucking W. What is it?
Yeah, yeah, no doubt about it. That's I hope that they get their stuff together and become relevant again. I really do, but I hate the name of the team. I hate the whole thing. It's wow. I mean, the only thing they did right was keep the same colors. It's a good color scheme, but yeah, they really. I'm with Daniel. They need to have a symbol. If you're going to stay the Commandos or Commanders, whatever it is, then you got to put something on your helmet besides a W. I mean, we when we first started doing our political show, one of the first Simple Jack awards Danny gave out was to their franchise because they were selling uh, mugs with the state of Washington on them with a big W.
The state of
The
Washington, and they were
state
selling
of
them right
Washington.
there in the stadium. That's just crazy. Where's your QC, man? How does that
What
get
are you?
by you?
It was unbelievable, man. But yeah, uh, I don't see how they're going to beat the Rams today. I mean, I think the one good thing they have, I like Howell, the quarterback. I do like him. I think it just depends on if he's coachable or not because he does make some mistakes, but he's a gamer, man. And I think isn't he the guy that's been sacked the most in the league this year? I think he is. They definitely need to protect him a little better, but
I don't know. I think they can win with him. I think he can win at the NFL level. He can
mhm.
make all the throws. There's a lot of pressure on him because
Yep,
they don't have a really good run game. So
yep,
you know he's the face. So I think
yep.
they can win with him, but he needs help.
We're with you, Nick. We're all thinking the same thing that the Rams will win that one. Um, okay, so let's see what else we got in the evening. Oh yeah, probably the game of the day, boys and girls. The Dallas Plowboys, or Cow Dung, as me and Danny call them, heading up to Buffalo to play Josh Allen's Bills. And it's going to be cold up there, I'm sure. I haven't seen a weather report. I'd love to see some snow in that game. That would be awesome. But yeah, I'll let the guy that lives in Dallas start off with this one. What do you think, Dan? They're in the
Well, the
dome. They're
Cowboys,
unstoppable.
yeah, they get them on the road. The one good thing that well, they can hang their hat on is Buffalo plays on that flubber. And if the wind is not too bad, and if there's not a lot of snow,
Mm-hmm.
Dallas's fast track offense and their fast track defense will do well up there.
Mm-hmm.
If the elements get in play, wind gets up, Cowboys are a different team.
Yep.
They just seem to be a different team when they hit the road.
Yeah. They're 3-3
So
on the road this year. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think I may have taken the cow flop on this one. I don't know, but
I will check it.
Look, if they can win up there in Orchard Park this time of year, then you've got to really say, okay, cow flop are definitely a
This
threat.
is the game, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, this is the measuring stick.
Everybody thinks that last week's game was the measuring stick, and I'm sorry, Philly hasn't put together 4 quarters of good football all year long. We've been talking about it all year. There's something up with that team, and the longer the season goes, I think the thing with the Philadelphia Eagles is they lost both their coordinators, and they've got new guys at those positions, and it may not be translating well. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you can measure it by that one, especially with them playing that game in Dallas, because I've seen them live in Dallas. They're unstoppable. Wow, they'll blow your doors off, no doubt about it. But on the road, they are a different team. Usually they're playing on grass, and that slows any team down. I mean, Danny's favorite team, the New Orleans Saints, when they were clicking on all cylinders, when they went outdoors in the playoffs, there's a reason why they won the Super Bowl when they got home field advantage. They were a dome team. And when they went outside in the elements, they had a hard time. I did not know that Buffalo played outside on flubber. I did not know that.
Yeah, they've played on flubber forever, dude.
Really?
Even back to the
Wow.
Kelly. Yeah, they always play on that flubber.
Knock, what do you think of this one, man?
Definitely rooting for Dallas.
I know that.
I mean, yeah, that's going to be a thing. Can the Cowboys play on the road? And that'll be the knock against them if they don't.
Yep.
Don't get this one. Bills have strung some wins together, so there's already some saying that they're back. They're basically.
What was the game last week? Because it pissed me off. It really did.
Cowboys will be all over Josh Allen. He's going to make
Kansas
or break
City.
the Bills
That's it.
today.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they won that game. Unbelievable. Ugh. Got to be kidding me. Ugh. Danny took the Bills in this one. He took the Bills. He did not take the cow flop. He took the Bills this week. I don't know. I'm going with the Cowboys, man. I just don't trust Josh Allen. And the Cowboys defense can be had, but when you play Josh Allen, you have to be able to pursue. And you know what? This team is fast. They can
Cowboys
pursue.
will be all over them. If
If
they don't run the ball well, Cowboys will be all over them.
Yep.
And you're a closet case Cowboy fan anyway. So
we knew that. It's okay. I admit it. I was a Captain America fan when I was a kid. You know this. I was pulling for them when they lost to the Steelers, not once but twice. Damn it.
Roger Stay-You-Bosh.
Hey, Stay-You-Bosh was Captain America. Leave it alone. Anyway, Knock, who do you think in this one? You think Buffalo or Dallas?
I think Cowboys can take that. I think their defense is definitely better. I think Allen is due for a couple turnovers, and I think the Cowboys can facilitate that.
Oh, yeah. They'll definitely snatch that ball away from you. And Josh will give it to you, no doubt. He's got some Brett Favre in him, no doubt about that. That's one of the pluses of him. He trusts his arm and stuff, and he'll throw it in places that sometimes is not too smart. But if Dallas wins this one on the road, if you're a team other than the 49ers, you have to start becoming afraid of these guys because Usually they collapse in spots like this. And if they pull this one off today, then you got to start saying, hey, maybe they can play with the biggest dog in the yard. You know what I'm saying? So,
What's
okay.
scary to me about the Cowboys is Dak Prescott looks very comfortable in that offense now.
He does. He
He looks
does.
very comfortable.
The
He's
play
making
calling
good
going to,
decisions,
yeah.
and they're very efficient the way they move that ball, man.
Mm-hmm. And, Dan, could it be that McCarthy calls more running plays than Kellen Moore did? I mean, he calls a lot more running plays.
Well,
And
he runs that traditional West Coast offense, which does, call for a lot more run, to predicate that pass, and
yeah,
then it's a lot of timing stuff. And yeah, Prescott just looks really comfortable in that offense. He's making good decisions, and guys are just wide open.
yeah.
So
And he's not hanging on to it. It used to be he'd hang on to it.
no, it's
He is
very
getting
quick,
rid of it
three
now.
steps, and boom, the ball's out, and he's
Mm-hmm.
hitting, he's getting good reads, and yeah, they're scary to watch now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, we got this. Going to be an interesting game tonight with the whole world watching. We got the Baltimore Ravens going to Jacksonville to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think everybody who's not a Baltimore Ravens fan is rooting for the Jaguars tonight. Really, I think. Yeah, look, even Nick in the chat is talking about let's go Jags. Right? I mean,
He seems
yeah,
biased.
it seems a little bit. Look, the Ravens, as much as I hate to say it, they're a good football team, man. Lamar
Look, we're
Jackson.
talking about good football teams, right? And you talk
Mhm.
about Niners, you talk about Cowboys. Baltimore's sitting there 10-3. They've won some good, solid games this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and in the background, they're just taking care of business. Jacksonville, I think the battery life is starting to blink on Mister GQ hippie dude back there pulling the trigger, man.
Joe, you had
He's gonna.
mentioned earlier, should I have the Colts, keep winning? I didn't realize Jacksonville was 8-5. I thought they were 9-4 for some reason.
No, they're right there
So
with them. They're right there
yeah,
with them. Yeah.
so I was like, I guess I would, prefer the Ravens. Plus, I like the Ravens. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, the thing about the Ravens, man, they're just a tough football team. They really are. And that game last week against the Rams, I mean, the Rams gave them everything they could. They really did. I was shocked that game went into overtime. I was shocked. Wow, what a game that was! And I don't know what it is with the Ravens, man. The thing about it is, it's in the regular season. I'd be picking this game totally different if it was in the postseason. You know what I'm saying? Danny knows what I'm
Absolutely,
talking about.
because
Yeah.
until the quarterback is able to be successful in the postseason, you really got to, well, it's another great regular season,
Yep.
blah,
And
blah,
then
blah.
and right.
And
And
then,
then
yeah, fall
choke.
apart in the
Yeah.
postseason. It's kind of like watching the old Broncos under Elway, great regular season and get to the postseason and
Mm-hmm.
so we'll
Yeah,
see,
I imagine you love your Jags, huh, Nick? You've got Trevor Lawrence right there on your icon there. We will not win in the trenches tonight. Yeah, no shit. They look both sides of the ball. They're really good. The Ravens are. Their line on both sides is really good. They'll get after you on defense. Uh, they'll mow you down on offense. They are next to San Francisco, they're probably the toughest running game in the league. They mow people down in the
they're
open
physical,
field.
they're nasty, they're,
Yeah,
they're mean. I'm
they
telling you,
are.
they're yeah, on both sides of the ball.
And
Jacksonville, I dig the head coach.
mhm,
They're going to be there. It's the quarterback. Which one are you going to get? The one that throws three and no picks, or the one that throws one and three picks? So
yeah,
and
yeah,
in the same game, like,
yeah, right.
yeah, no doubt.
like
It's just
what
so
half are you
helter
gonna
skelter
get?
with that
You
guy.
gonna get the are you gonna get the Chargers game where in the first half he throws like 4 picks, or in the second half where he comes back and leads his team to the win over the Chargers? So or
Yeah,
year before, whatever it was, and
yeah. In the playoffs, yeah, I remember
so
that.
it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
he looked like shit, and then all of a sudden, boom, he brings them back and wins the game. Yeah. I'm taking the Ravens. I think
I'm taking the Ravens.
the difference maker for me is one team's healthy, one team's not. Jacksonville's beat up. Okay, the quarterback's beat up, the whole team's beat up. The Ravens, they are clicking. They are clicking on all cylinders. They're not beat up. All their players are playing, and so yeah, I have to go Ravens in this one. Knock, who you got?
I'm going Ravens.
Yep. Okay. Dan?
Yeah, Ravens all day long.
Ravens all day long. Okay.
Yep.
So Monday night, my boys are hosting the Philadelphia Eagles.
Seattle Sea Chunks.
The Sea Chunks. Yes. The Sea Chunks. And I hate to say it, the side of the ball that's letting us down this year is the defense. It's killing me to say that, but it is.
They look a bit undisciplined on the defensive side of the ball.
They do. As much as I love Adams, he can be had, man.
Both the safeties.
Yeah.
They tend to squat on plays instead of carrying zones because they play a lot of that cover 2 shell.
Yep.
And if you're not doing your 1/11th, then you're going to be.
Yep. I'm really. I picked the Seahawks in this one, and I'll tell you why. The Eagles have not put together 4 quarters of football. They're traveling across the country, and I don't know. There's a lot of smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire, kind of thing. There's a lot of smoke out there that Jalen Hurts is hurt, and he's just playing through it. And he's ruled out today? Yeah, Adam Schefter says that Hurts is not playing tomorrow night.
Well, he's not playing at all because he's playing Monday night. So
Monday night, but I mean,
he is ruled out for the day.
Wow.
I didn't see he was ruled out.
That's what Ron.
There was a report an hour ago that he was downgraded to questionable. There's nothing about him being out.
Okay. Well,
he is an illness right now.
There it is. He's hurt.
I'm going with the Sieg bags. I think they're going to pull the shocker. But I've picked against Philadelphia before, and they're sitting there at 10-3, so they're doing something to win football games. But I'm going to go with Seattle because they're a bit more desperate. They still have a shot at that playoff. They're playing at home. This time of year is tough to play out there in Seattle. I hope
and they're traveling all the way across the country too.
Yeah.
Yep. Breaking news. I'm going to take Seattle. He's questionable.
He's questionable. Not out. Okay.
Worsened overnight.
Okay.
So, yeah. He's still traveling, so he's still going to try to go.
Okay. All right. Well, I still think it's going to be the Seahawks, and the reason why is we can score. We can score a lot. And I don't know what's up with Philly's defense, but teams that can score are scoring on them. When they win, they have to score a lot of points to do it. And when they don't score a lot of points, you saw what happened in Dallas last week. They were turning the ball over all over the place, and they couldn't score. And so now they're not going to be as many turnovers this week. It's not that kind of defense. It's much better defense they played in Dallas last week. But their offense, yeah, we can score with them. I mean, we've scored with Detroit. We scored with the Cowboys. I think we'll outscore them. That's why I think we're going to win, because their defense is what's failing the Eagles right now. It hasn't really been their offense. So, yeah, I think my Seahawks. What do you think, Knock? Who's got it?
I still think. Well, it depends on Hurts, how he is, but I don't know. I still like their offense way better than most teams. And that Seattle defense is not that great.
Yeah, it's not.
They've not been making the plays they did, and then I don't trust their running backs. They get hurt. The only one that you just got Metcalf and Lockett. So,
yep,
Metcalf is awesome.
Yes, he is.
You can only do so much.
That's right. You can't throw it to him every play.
as much as I would like that to be, because
right, that's your fantasy boy. I know. You must have loved that game in Dallas.
It was awesome, and I still almost lost that game because they had CeeDee Lamb, and
okay. So He's got Philly and we've got Seattle. All right, let's take a look at next week's slate on Saturday before we get out of here. We got more Saturday games next week. First of all, the Thursday game. It's the Saints and the Rams. And we're not making picks here, but that they're playing in LA. Depending on if New Orleans wins or not, it's going to be a big game for both of them. There's a lot of teams at 6-7 in the NFC, and they're vying
I
for
will say
two
this about the
slots.
Saints: they seem to play better on the road than they do at home.
Yeah, they do. They're road
They
warriors.
lean on
They
that
always,
defense, and offensively, they're a lot more conservative. I don't know what it is, but that the team plays really well on the road.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so I'm going to withhold my pick, see what they do this week, but that'll be an interesting game to
Yeah, we're
watch.
not picking these games. We're just taking
Old
a look
division
at.
rivalry when it was back in the NFC
Yes,
West.
the NFC West. When the Saints were an expansion team, they went to the Western Division, and they played in the same Western Division they have now. Only it was. Let me see, Dan. Uh,
It was the
this is going to
Saints, it was
sound
the
stupid,
49ers, it
folks.
was the
It's really
Rams,
going to sound
and
stupid. It
mm,
was the Falcons was in there too in the West, right?
yep, the
Yeah,
Falcons, Saints, Rams, and 49ers.
yeah, mm-hmm. Yep. It was a crazy Western Division. There
And the
was no
Dome
stupid.
Patrol was the team that dethroned the 49ers, ended their run as NFC West champs.
Yep, yep.
Cajun Cannon, Bobby Aber, and Jim
Bobby Aber,
Morris
the
team.
Zen
Yep,
Master, and
yep,
what did they call the Dome Patrol? Was the four linebackers, right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What a group of linebackers that was. It was amazing, man. Those guys. You hear more about Sam Mills than any of them, just because his tragic story of dying of cancer. But the
Yep.
other three were monsters. I mean,
Well, yeah,
Sam
Ricky
Mills was the
Jackson,
smallest
Vaughn
one out of all
Johnson,
of them.
and Pat Swilling.
Yep.
You know,
Oh my
all
God.
four of them were. But Sam Mills, to his credit, he was the glue. He was the straw. He was the captain of that defense.
Yep.
So
And
he for his stature, man, he really
he
could
brought it.
cover and really could deliver the blow.
Yep, he was great. It was funny when you watched the Pro Bowl back then. Knock every linebacker on the NFC side had Saints helmets on. It was ridiculous. Dude. They were awesome. Okay, so that's the Thursday night game, and then we've got two Saturdays. One in the afternoon at 3:30. We've got the Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's going to be a division rivalry, but unless Pickett's coming back, looks like Bengals all day long to me. But you know, um, I don't like the Steelers though. It's well documented. I mean, I Danny told you I was a Cowboys fan when I was a kid. I watched them get dismantled by the Pittsburgh Steelers twice when I was a kid, and then when my beloved Seahawks finally make it to a Super Bowl after 30 plus years of existence, who do they run into? The fucking Pittsburgh Steelers in the worst officiated game in NFL history. Um, it was almost, I mean, it was almost like that game was rigged. But hey, what are you going to do? I was just glad they got to a Super Bowl. But I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can't stand them.
They were robbed in
And
that Super Bowl.
they were robbed in that Super Bowl. Um, and I don't want to get on that rant right now, but that's okay. Um, anyway, I'm rooting for the Bengals in that one. Uh, what do you think of this one? Will it be a fun game to watch or just bore you to sleep there, Knock? What do you think?
Um, yeah, it's like I said, I'm good with either team losing. I think at
Hmm.
this point, I'd prefer the Bengals because I don't think the Steelers could win out.
Yeah,
Um, Bengals got something going there.
yeah, they do, they do. I
I
you
think the
know
Bengals right now have the advantage.
I think I think Jake Browning's one of the great stories of the second half of the season, man. Really, it's amazing, and if you really look into this guy, it's fun to see somebody that bet on himself, and he's not only has he been on an NFL roster in a couple places, but he's put in extra training, hiring coaches to train him to play so that when he got his opportunity, he'd be ready, outside of the teams he plays for. In the off season, he spends his own money getting guys to train him, So he was ready whenever they called his number, man. I just think it's awesome. I'm enjoying watching the kid play. I really am.
Yeah, it's a good story. You can tell that he's fighting himself sometimes, with decision making and some of the throws that the elite quarterbacks can make. He does struggle with, but he's gutting it out. He's figuring out ways to, to win. So
Yep.
the Bengals are really look under that coach. Whatever the adversity they get thrown in front of them, man, they just seem to respond really well.
Yep.
They really
They
do.
definitely have short memories. They get back to work and get it done, don't they? It's pretty cool. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that, guys. Hang on. Let me bring that back up. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. But the last game we've got is an evening game on Saturday. And it is, as soon as I put a schedule back up, week 16. It is the Buffalo Bills at the San Diego Chargers. So we don't even need to talk about that one. We can make a prediction for that one right now. Even if they lose to Dallas, Buffalo's going to crush this team like a fucking Dixie Cup. So, I mean, an interim coach is not going to help I keep calling them San Diego, the Los Angeles Chargers. That's not. Nothing's going to help.
You
this
watch
team.
how that team plays when they get an interim or whatever head coach. You watch how they play.
Yeah. Well, it'd be
They're
different
gonna
if
play
Herbert
well.
was there. Be different.
That
If
don't matter. I mean, again, these are all professional athletes. They're all professional.
Yeah.
And you get the right leadership in there and get everything you can get out of these players, they're going to play well. I have that feeling.
Yeah. Well, I still don't think they're going to beat the Bills in their resurgence since they fired one of their coordinators. I really don't think they're going to have a chance, but that's just an early prediction. Josh Allen could get, crushed on the field today and be out. So we're not making picks this week for games next week. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to highlight them, let people know what's coming because we forgot to do it last week. We forgot to let people know that we had Saturday games. So any other thoughts before we get out of here today, guys?
Just for Danny's sake, I did get a message for Ohio State's QB in the transfer portal. He's going to Syracuse.
Really? Is that one of the guys LSU targeted?
Well, he's been talked about a lot as far as the portal goes. Yeah.
So I'm not sure what prompts someone to lose one game and go to another school, especially Syracuse. It's going absolutely nowhere. So I little confusing to me, but yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be money.
Yeah, I don't know. Very strange.
Yeah. Myself, I guess this is going to go down in history as the year of the backup quarterback with all the injuries to these quarterbacks. It's going to be the year of the backup quarterback. And we've seen some pretty cool stories. I think the best one is the guy for the Bengals, Jake Browning. I think he's I root for this guy. I think he's pretty cool. He's got a hot girlfriend too. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
Yeah. I sent you the picture.
That chick is wow, unbelievable. But I love that guy. Of course, the guy for the Vikings, the Rocket Man, was a fun story for a while, but he's come crashing back down to earth. I mean, they must have figured him out. I don't know, but
my final word on the state of NFL is Joe Flacco.
Right,
I'm pulling for that dude. Yeah,
he is like the fourth quarterback that the Cleveland Browns have turned to this year. And I saw something. Was it you that sent it to me, Knock? It said 250 plus yards passing games and 2 touchdowns. They haven't had that out of Pickett yet, and Flacco's got 2. back-to-back
Oh
games.
yeah, it was one of those side by side comparisons
Right.
things. But I think they've been doing that. Like they did that with Dobbs. They did it
Yeah.
every quarterback that starts now is going to do better than what Pickett's done.
Right.
That offense has been terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I think the
well.
only thing that sets Joe Flacco apart is he's won a Super Bowl. He knows how to win.
Hmm.
So with that defense that Cleveland has,
Hmm.
if he plays consistent football, Cleveland is going to have to be dealt with.
Danny, how funny would it be if they went on a run?
Jim Plunkett, dude. Jim Plunkett.
Jim Plunkett, right? The old man never did anything for the New England Patriots. Never did anything for him. Heisman Trophy winner. He was supposed to be the future. Going to lead us to several Super Bowls. Didn't do anything for the New England Patriots. Raiders picked him up off the scrap heap, which they did with a lot of players for that team. They were all pretty much free agents that everybody'd washed their hands of, and much like the Saints when they won the Super Bowl. And he wins 2 Super Bowls playing for Tom Flores. It was ridiculous, man. It's crazy. Um, but anyway, okay, boys and girls, that seems to be it for today. Before we get out of here, Knock, what bowl game are you looking forward to the most before next Saturday?
Probably the James Madison and Air Force One.
Gotcha. I want to see Air Force jump up and bite him, man. That would be nice. That would be cool. I know my brother would too. He's all about the Air Force. Okay, so you guys know you're watching Pregame Party. We do it every Sunday. So definitely tune in for that at 10 a.m. Central Time every Sunday while football's going on. Monday, Gary has switched what show he was going to do. The Park is Mine with Tommy Lee Jones, but I guess because Reacher came out, he's going to do a review of season 2 of Reacher. I won't be on that show, but I push it anyway because I'm a regular member of that show. Military Mondays, morning coffee with Gary. This Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time. I'm not going to be there because I haven't watched all of Reacher yet, so I don't want to get in there and have it spoiled for me. So, you guys, if you've watched Reacher, go check that out. Monday morning on Pop Culture Minefields channel at 10 a.m. Central Time. And then It's Only Talk and Roll on That 70s Rock Fans channel is going to do the Christmas song show. We're going to tell you all the best and worst Christmas songs in rock and roll history. We've all got our favorites and the ones we can't stand, and we're going to let you know all about them at 4 p.m. Central Time on That 70s Rock Fans channel. And then Tuesday evening, I'm going to get into some DC Universe Online on Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. Come check that out at 10 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. And then Wednesday morning, it's Morning Coffee with John on Pop Culture Minefields channel. He's playing Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. He's going to continue that. And then we're going to have our State of the Atmosphere Merry Christmas show. Dan, if you're off, come hang out with us on that one. We're just going to talk about our favorite Christmas movies and Christmas traditions, and maybe we'll do a Santa list like we're going to do on Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Danny and I are going to do a Christmas list too of things we'd like to see. So check that one out at 6 p.m. on Thursday on The Brothers Hack the Matrix. We're going to have the headlines as usual, but they'll probably be trimmed down so we can do our holiday thing. And then on Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central Time, it'll be time for some Sinran Kagura, the anime girls whomping ass, on Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. And then Friday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, it's back to Pop Culture Minefield, Morning Coffee with John, as he continues his assault on Baldur's Gate 3. That game looks like a lot of fun. I think of all the new games I've seen, that's the one I'd want to buy right there, is Baldur's Gate 3, Dungeons and Dragons. Check that out Friday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefields channel. And then I'll be back to Drawing the Privateer on Sketching the Privateer, the story of America's Pirate Patriot, every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. So, for myself, the Knockster, and there can be only one, the Highlander, I want to thank you guys for being here. And until we see you again, here's your favorite clip, Daniel. Get ready to watch it. It's Bobby McRae crushing somebody down
I
in the
love it.
dome, knocking Kurt Warner to the retirement couch in one swift blow. You guys take it easy, and until we see you again, keep on keeping on. God bless.